Welcome to Acadia National Park, homeland of the Wabanaki, the people of the Dawnland. For thousands of years, they have greeted the first light of day on these shores. Acadia was the first national park created east of the Mississippi, set aside so that the sea, mountains, and forests of Maine would be protected for all. We begin at Sand Beach, one of the rare sandy shores on this rocky coast. Most of Maine is made of hard granite cliffs, but here, pounding waves have crushed seashells and tiny bits of rock into fine sand. Cold Atlantic waters shape the beach with every tide. Look around. The forest grows right down to the shore. Seabirds wheel overhead, and tide pools form at the edges. This quiet beach reminds us that even the most delicate places deserve protection, so future generations can see, touch, and learn from them. This is Thunder Hole, where the ocean's voice echoes in stone. When a wave rushes into the narrow crack below, it traps air and water together. The explosion sends a roar like thunder into the sky, sometimes with spray leaping 40 feet high. The Wabanaki knew these coasts well, moving with the tides to fish and gather food. Long before tourists came, they listened to the same ocean rhythms shaping these cliffs. Thunder Hole is a reminder that the Atlantic is always at work, carving granite, reshaping the shoreline, and showing us how powerful and alive the sea remains. Visitors come to feel the thrill of its roar, but it is also a lesson in respect. The ocean is never still, and the land is always changing. Now the trail rises steeply up the Beehive, one of Acadia's most daring climbs. Iron rungs and stone steps carry hikers up the granite, while the forest floor drops away below. From here, Sand Beach sparkles in the distance, framed by the deep blue of the Atlantic. The Beehive is made of granite, rock pushed upward millions of years ago and later carved by glaciers into rounded peaks and sharp ridges. The scars of ice are still here, smooth ledges, steep cliffs, and boulders left behind as the glaciers melted. On these cliffs, peregrine falcons sometimes nest. Once endangered, they've returned thanks to conservation efforts. Their flight reminds us how protecting wild places allows nature to heal. Long before the trail was built, the Wabanaki walked these woods with the seasons, guided by knowledge passed through generations. Today, hikers climb the Beehive for adventure and views, but also to share in a story much older than the trail itself. Tucked high above the coast lies the Bowl, a small mountain pond shaped by glaciers. The Wabanaki people traveled to places like this to fish and gather, moving with the seasons. Today, the Bowl reminds us that even in a park known for its cliffs and ocean, peaceful waters endure, still, fragile, and worth protecting. This is Jordan Pond. Its water's so clear that scientists use it to measure clean lakes across Maine. Glaciers carved this basin thousands of years ago, leaving behind the pond and the two rounded peaks at the far end called the Bubbles. Brook trout and landlocked salmon swim in its waters, while spruce and birch crowd the shoreline. Protecting places like this means protecting every creature that depends on clean water. For more than a century, people have come here to enjoy the views. In the 1800s, a small tea house welcomed visitors, and later John D. Rockefeller Jr. built carriage roads that guided people here without harming the land. His vision helped shape Acadia into a park where nature and people meet in balance. Jordan Pond is both a gift of the glaciers and a lesson in stewardship. Water, once pure, must remain protected. Rising above it all is Cadillac Mountain, the highest point on the Atlantic coast. For much of the year, this is one of the first places in the United States to see the sunrise. For the Wabanaki, this summit has always been a sacred place to greet the first light of day. The mountain itself is made of pink granite, shaped smooth by glaciers. If you look closely, you can see striations, lines carved into the rock as ice dragged across it. Cadillac was named for a French explorer, but its deeper importance comes from the role it played in inspiring Acadia's creation. It became a landmark for conservation and a symbol of why this landscape was worth saving. Today, thousands visit the summit each year, yet the plants underfoot, mosses, lichen, and alpine flowers, are fragile and can be destroyed in a single step. Protecting Cadillac means treading lightly so that the first light continues to shine on a living summit. Our journey ends on the Schoodic Peninsula, the only part of Acadia on the mainland. Fewer visitors actually make it here, but the cliffs and forests are just as wild. Granite ledges drop straight into the sea, tide pools teem with life, and storms pound the shoreline, reshaping it with every wave. Schoodic was added to the park to protect these quieter ecosystems: spruce and fir forests, seabirds nesting offshore, and marine life hidden in rocky coves. As we leave Acadia, think of all we've seen: the Wabanaki homeland, the first light on Cadillac Mountain, beaches and cliffs carved by glaciers, and ecosystems that endure where land meets sea. This was the first national park in the East, protected not just for its size, but for its beauty and story. Acadia teaches us resilience of cultures, of ecosystems, of wild places that outlast centuries. The story of Acadia is not finished. It continues with each tide, each sunrise, and with each choice we make to protect the land. The park belongs to all of us, and its future depends on how we care for it.